you see that? We have just arrived home from our holiday, and in Ceres it was 20 degrees, 25 degrees, and we've come into the house and the house is 5 degrees. We left the heating on whilst we were gone, just on a low heat setting so that the water wouldn't freeze. However, it didn't work. So now the house is absolutely freezing. It's like 5 a.m. We've just drove 9 hours straight from Stockholm. First thing we did is put on the fire. It is freezing. The seasons are changing, and we too must change with them. We have only heard of how harsh winter actually is, and we are using our imagination to prepare. I have a feeling, though, that what we are about to experience is unlike anything we could have prepared for. To prepare for winter, we needed to fix our foundations. We had just had an inspection, and our basement was slightly damp. It was 1% over the recommended level. As you can see, the cement was coming off and we needed to replace the whole thing. So Jack got on the phone to his father, a property developer back in the UK, and he advised Jack on how to fix the foundations. Jack managed to buy some cement, mix it himself, and place it on our foundations. To ensure the foundations were further protected, Jack also elongated the drains so that the water was redirected away from the foundations.
So the method we used on the foundations was first to pull away any loose parts. Next, we added a waterproof membrane. We then mixed some cement and kept it quite sloppy so that basically we could just paint it on with a brush. Because of how uneven the walls were, this was just going to be the easiest method to make sure we got a good coverage and got good protection. It's not going to provide a perfect flat finish, but it was good enough for now. We were mostly concerned about securing the house rather than the overall finish. So we painted it on, had built it up over multiple layers, and then we finished off by painting over it with a masonry paint. Naomi, what are you painting?
Painting our red house red.
The exterior of our house and outbuildings are painted the traditional Swedish red. This type of paint is known as rodfag, which translates to English as red colour. And there's no doubt about that, it certainly is red. And this rodfag paint is a type of slamfag, which is a years old way of making paint, the colour of which came from the residual products from the mines. Because of the unique way this paint is made, it's actually a lot of work to either change colours or to use a different type of paint instead. And since we liked the red anyway, we decided to keep things simple and just reapply some more rodfag. The paint's really good because it allows the wood to breathe and should help to stop it from rotting by letting moisture in, but also letting it evaporate. It's very easy to apply. We just need to scrape off any old paint flakes and then you just slap it on with a 4-inch brush. We also need to make sure there's no mould spores present because they'll come through if you paint over them and they require a bit of extra preparation. The paint usually needs redoing about every 10 years or so, but you can tell when the current layer is a bit flaky or almost chalky to the touch. At the moment, when we run our hand over it, you'll notice this sort of chalky texture come off on your hands.
Don't do this to me.
It's another day of painting.
Oh my God. I don't normally look like this, I promise. Listen, it's cold.
It's fine, it's painting clothes. Right, so yesterday's painting got called off because it rained. It's not raining now, so we've rejigged our schedule again to try and get some paint done. Why do you look very shocked?
It's working.
Love you.
Why must you insist on filming me looking like this? Preparing for winter. Same height as the trees.
I'm stuck. Help me.
I'm coming. You can come down now, babe. This is not good for someone scared of heights. Well, we're not scared of heights, are we, Jack? There is no part of me that desires to paint our house again. I am done with painting, especially painting in autumn. It is freezing when you stand still for a long time. It's even worse when you're on a ladder, which is placed on an uneven surface. I think we are very lucky that we came out of this unscathed. If there is anything you take away from this video, please, please, please get a professional to paint the outside of your house. About a couple of months ago, when we first came, we knew that winter was going to be very cold. So without taking anyone's advice, we went and bought some Timberlands, because coming from the UK, those are the only shoes we know are good for winter. Now, having spoken to new friends and built up this amazing community on YouTube, we now know that these shoes may not be ideal for the temperatures we are going to be experiencing. So we still need to actually buy new shoes, but for now I'm using my Timberlands, and they're fur-lined and they keep my feet really toasty at the moment. But if you guys have any ideas about what types of shoes we should be getting, please put them in the comments below. Some of you have already been kind enough to tell us what shoes we need to buy. Unfortunately, at the time we read the comments, we just weren't in the headspace to buy them. I've been scrolling through all the comments and I can't find the recommended shoes. So if anyone can recommend some good snowshoes, please comment down below. I just wanted to take this moment to really say thank you to every single person. Moving to a new place is scary. Moving to a new country is something else. We would like to dedicate this video to each and every one of you. We feel like our YouTube channel has become our very own support network, and we know that there are so many things that we would have missed out had it not been for you. We have a long way to go, but we are so happy and grateful that we have a community of people guiding us and showing us how to live with nature in a safe way. If you followed me on Instagram, you would have known that the last month we have been travelling. As such, it's been a bit difficult to get back to every single person, but we want to let you know that we are looking at our comments. We have finally returned from our travels. We flew from Syros to Athens, and from Athens to Vienna, and from Vienna to Stockholm. Once we got to Stockholm, we drove 9 hours up towards our house. However, before we set off, we went to the shop and managed to buy a few things to help us prepare for winter. The first thing we got was coats. The coats we got were from Decathlon by a brand called Quechua. If I'm honest, the thing that swayed us was the fact that it had a stamp saying it had been tested in -20 degrees. Although this sounds great, we are aware that temperatures can go up to -35 degrees, so we will definitely have to layer up. I somehow managed to convince Jack to get matching jackets, and I am so pleased with how they've turned out. We also bought so many things, so I'm just going to show you what they are right now. The sun is just setting and it is so lovely. One of the things that we bought were these poles, and these are just to help us drive the car into the garage.
Like many others living in the north of Sweden, we picked up some reflective poles to help outline the edge of our driveway. These are needed because in the depths of winter there will be so much snow and so little daylight that without them it could be tricky to avoid accidentally driving into a ditch or somewhere else we'd rather not end up. I soon realised that this was not the easiest way to put these poles in, so resorted to making a small hole first and then pushing them in afterwards, and it was much easier, although I didn't film it.
I can't believe how beautiful it is. It's so crisp, the air is so fresh. I honestly can't believe how incredibly lucky we are. It is honestly so beautiful being here. It is so cold, but it's just so beautiful. I can't tell you how beautiful it is, but let's show you all the things we bought for winter. Look at the sun on my face. Oh, this is a snowplow. We had a chimney sweep come into our house, and the first piece of advice he told us was get a snowplow. It'll be really fun at first to plow the snow, but after a couple of months, you're gonna wanna get a plow. So the next few things we got were for the car. Come in. We bought some snow chains. Sometimes in winter it gets so cold that you really need snow chains. They give the tyres more grip and make sure you can get home safely. The second piece we got was this little fluffy guy. Jack claims it's not because of the winter, but I know that I want to be holding something furry and fun when I'm driving. Will Naomi be able to get this on? Yes, she will. Oh. How cute is that? You can't even tell it's in there. So soft, love it. We got this from Bill Tamer. We also got him a seat heater. So one of my only requirements I asked when getting a car was that it had heated seats. Thankfully, I don't drive that often, and my side is very hot and warm and toasty, but Jack's side stopped working, so this is why we need one of these. Oh, this looks more complicated than I envisaged. Well, I think the steering wheel looks amazing. Not sure I did a good enough job on that. We'll have to get Jack's opinion. Okay, last but not least, we got one of these. It's a scraper and a brush. It's not frosty at the moment, but when it does get frosty, you need to unfrost, defrost.
If you watched last week's video, you'll know we managed to pick up some studded snow tyres from Blockit, so it was time to put those on next. So because these are second-hand tyres, but I'm just checking to see if the tread on them is even, because it's front-wheel drive, I want to put the most tread on the front. But you can see from the wear line there and here that they are pretty even, so that's good. Okay, so first thing, we're going to loosen off the nuts. Always good practice to put something under the front. Okay, so I just had to fix the jack because as you can see, this C part that hooks onto the jacking point, whoever had used it last had jacked up the car on top of this, crushed it down so the C was closed. I could have jacked it up on top of that, but I didn't feel it would be particularly stable. So basically I put it in a vise and was able to bend it out with a bit of leverage. So that's good, so now it will hook properly onto the jacking point. So I can jack the car up and change the tyre. Okay, so on our V70, there's two jacking points on each side. There's this one, and so we're going to do the front one now. Just for a bit of extra stability, because this is not the best jack Let's put some jack stands just under the jacking point. Now the wheel is free, we will just simply undo all the bolts. Now, ideally, you would tighten them up with a torque wrench, but I don't have one at the moment, so I'm just going to do them what feels about right. Should do it. What you doing, Bubba?
Getting some wood. I'm at one with nature.
We are so lucky to have all of this wood. Wood.
I know you were just saying how it's a bit profound how someone we have never met has had such an impact and given us so much. And we've never met him.
It's mad, isn't it? One life to the next. It's incredible, really.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can do the same for someone else.
I know. I just want to leave this earth a little bit better than how we found it, you know? A large part of preparing for winter is ensuring that you can stay warm. This is why we needed to move a lot of wood from one location to another. As we approached winter, we had almost finished all our renovations. We had a few more rooms to do. One of the rooms we had to do was the bathroom. In Sweden, you are not covered by insurance if you undertake any bathroom renovations yourself. Because we didn't want to spend a lot of money on the bathroom, we were trying to figure out ways to not structurally change anything, but to renovate it on a surface level so we stayed within the insurance. And we thus decided to paint it, just like we did everything else. We did, however, use a special waterproof paint and also a waterproof base layer. We also covered the existing floor with vinyl. In the future, we do wish to do a proper renovation, but we just needed something for now. Because of the sloped ceiling, having a bathroom curtain was rather awkward, but Jack managed to turn a snow shovel handle into a rail for our bathroom. Isn't he amazing? Like with the rest of the house, we found a few things that we liked about the bathroom. As such, we kept a lot of the fixtures. One of the last rooms that we renovated is our office. It's because of our business, Beauty Noir, that we are actually here. If it wasn't for the business, we wouldn't have taken a year out and we wouldn't be in Sweden. So I am so excited to have our very own space to work in.
What are we doing?
Walking.
What have we been doing?
Painting.
What else?
It's our first day working at the business. Woo. Woo. You've done so much work.
We have. Oh, you look cute.
I did a half day.
Is it cold?
It's very cold.
Love you.
Love you too.
And once the work is done, sit, relax, and enjoy the beauty that nature has to offer. The lucky man or woman will on average only get 80 chances to see the leaves change from their luscious green to their beautiful and vibrant yellows and oranges and reds.
Thank you to everyone that has liked, subscribed and commented. These things do not go unnoticed and it means so much to us. We're so excited to share our journey with you. Thank you.
It's beginning to look like a bed. Every corner you see is that Jack with his tape measure, ooh, and a chainsaw. It's not a chainsaw. Jigsaw. Oh, it's beginning to look a lot like a bed.